Hello, and welcome to all of those of you who aren't watching something else tonight. I threw this together. Well, I was wanting to get on a little earlier tonight, but there was a little mishap at the arcade today, and like a toilet backed up, and that was fun. So I went in to like clean up because we had a party after hours tonight, and there was only one person at the desk, so they couldn't like be away from the desk long enough to clean up. So I volunteered to run in and help out. And then there were a couple of like minor game issues that I looked at while I was there too. So I got home, I don't know, a little over an hour ago, and I was like, do I still want to stream? And I was like, yeah, why not? But I had set nothing up, so I spent the last hour, like, you know, throwing it all together, and here we are. So, but hi Tiff, how are you? Yeah, the other bull, the bull at the arcade was being unfriendly, but it didn't turn out to be too bad of a problem. It was just like, you know, get the mop out and do some mopping. So nothing terrible. But all right, I started the stream and realized like I didn't actually check anything. And as I started, I realized, oh, I didn't turn off this. If you see, actually, I guess it's right. I can't get my finger in that zone. Right there, where it says card. It says D card. Actually, I think it says SD card, but it's partially off screen. But that's the on-screen display of this camera, which I have to remember to turn off every single time because it doesn't retain that setting. Cool. So, there, fixed. But I have a note on my system over here. It's like, check these things, and one of them is you turn off this on-screen display. And I like push start on the stream, and then read that note, and I was like, ah, shit. But it was too late. I was like, we'll just fix it live. Whatever. It's not that big of a deal. But anyway, let's just hop right in, right? Boop. And this is gonna be like, do you want to transfer all your stuff? Do you want to transfer your profile to Crystal? We're starting Crystal tonight, and I say yes, and it's like, welcome back to level 1. Probably. Yep, level 1. R.I.P. progress. I guess let's start the Crystal track. Oops, that. Let's go! Ooh, I like the look of this one. I guess I like the purple. But like the little level markers in this pattern, like, I don't know, it just looks very, it's not wildly different obviously, but it just looks really, it's pleasing. I like it. All right, let's get warmed up with an 11, right? And I said I was gonna level this character up, and then I'll probably get a dumper. Oh. Hey, Pager. Yep, I finally made it to Crystal. You know, I don't actually think I've played this one before. I don't remember. I know, I did a series of CHUNITHM a couple of years back, and I did Paradise Lost for sure, and I remember doing Amazon and maybe Paradise, but I don't recall. I don't remember doing Crystal. I guess I could look back at my channel and just see, but it doesn't matter. I don't remember it. I don't remember playing it. Okay, character at max. Good, I can try another one. Let's get another one started. But I was just saying, I like the look of this one. It looks very sharp, very clean. So a 9 or a 12, okay. Alright, but if I start a brand new character, will I have no skills? 0 skills? Yeah, no skills. Oh no, there. Is that plus 3,000 for every 100 combo, I hope? I want to do? What do I want to do? Let's do. I can't believe I'm even considering trying a 12 this early, but what are you gonna do? I'm gonna try it, I guess. What did I pick? Did I pick the air action? Oh, it's only 3 bars. Okay, well that's encouraging. Let's see what happens. Not even close. Holy crap. That felt very difficult for a 12, really. Oh, well, I guess with the boost I was oh well. Alright. I'll knock it down to the 9. We'll get this cleared out at least. So I keep moving down the road. I like the song at least, that's nice. It was a fun chart. It was just too hard for me. Too hard for Brian. Wow, it was good enough for a natural clear. Didn't even need the boost. Oh. Hey, Biko. I'm sorry you're missing your sister's charger. You are feeling what I was feeling yesterday. I swear, yesterday I was working on a project and I went looking for tools, and like I think every single tool that I went to look for was not where I was expecting it to be. A couple of them I found, like at least one of them I never found it. Like I have no idea where it is. And then today, like a piece that I had taken off yesterday, I went to go put it back on today, and I have no idea where it went. I think a cat stole it. That is possible. It was like a big plastic piece, probably about that big. So it's certainly something that a cat could have picked up and carried off somewhere. It wouldn't be the first time. But I really don't know where it is. I'll go look for it again later, but right now I'm playing CHUNITHM because that sounded like more fun. Duel. Take that. Yeah. I think I've been getting myself to level 5 between each game and its plus, and then when I start the next game, then it's back to level 1. Oh, sure, why not? Oh, I didn't hit yes, I hit exit. Whoops. Have I heard of or played BlazBlue before? I have heard of it. I have not played it. Ooh, ooh. Oh, wow, so it's like a little genie in a lamp? What's gonna happen? What's gonna happen when time runs out? Is he gonna go back in the lamp? Or float away. Floats away.
See you next play. Sega.
God 2 Electric Boogaloo. Cute. I'm glad that that Electric Boogaloo is still memeable. I have actually seen Break Into Electric Boogaloo. A friend purchased it on Laserdisc, of all things, at one point, and he brought it over because I actually have a Laserdisc player, and we watched it, and I don't really remember anything about it anymore. And then he took it home with him, but he accidentally left it in his car, and like the disc got all warped from the sun. So, R.I.P. All right, we'll see you later, Biko. I should remember to try some more World's End stuff tonight. That was funny. Alright, I'm too scared to do 12s right now. Do I believe in myself to get a 500 combo? Well, I want to see what this does. Is it 3,000 for every 100 combo? As opposed to, like, the big bonus, one time only? Let's find out. It is. Every 100, I get a nice little bump. Alright, I might use that skill some more. Yeah, I should have trusted myself. I did get... Well, no, I didn't get the 500 combo, did I? It says max combo 417. So it was good not to pick the 500 combo bonus because I wouldn't have gotten it. But yeah, Regen, it is indeed a real movie. I really don't remember anything about it, except if I recall, it was there's a certain like dramatic device, you know, like the MacGuffin or Chekhov's gun or whatever, like that kind of term, but I don't know what the term is. But it's basically the term is for like a plot or a conflict being resolved by something that was not like established or introduced up until that point. And my recollection of that movie is it does exactly that. It's like all this bad shit's happening, right? And then if I'm recalling correctly, it's something like God comes down in a golden Cadillac and just like fixes everything. Like that kind of just like, we didn't know what to do here, so here's some bullshit ending. to a pretty ridiculously bad movie already. That's all I remember about that movie, and I'm not even 100% sure that memory goes with that movie, but I'm pretty sure. It was bad. It's one of those movies that you watch because it's bad, not because it's good. Also, hey Barricade, it's been a minute since I've seen you. How are you doing tonight? And I'm also a big fan of CHUNITHM. Again. I remember really enjoying this when I was playing it a couple years ago, and then now that I've started this series again, it's like, oh yeah, that's right. I do like this game. I feel like this character is leveling up very, very fast. I don't know anything about. I don't know that backstory of Breakin' 2's studio. It wouldn't surprise me. I mean, if they were going for quantity over quality, that certainly tracks. I can't resist Eurobeat, but I want to try something. I'm going to turn down the Judgment volume. Is It's this one, right? No? It's like... Well, we'll just go with that for right now. But I saw that there was a whole bunch of the... I thought that one controlled all of them together, but it didn't seem to change the values of the individual ones. But I guess I'll know when I hear it. I might have to change them all by myself. Oh. Close. Close. Probably with a different skill. Hello, Scott. Yeah, I feel like this character is leveling up so fast. It's probably one of those progressive things, though, right? Like, once I get up in the teens, it'll slow way down. What was I doing? I was gonna set this one. Okay, push the right button this time.
Continue する?
Oh, he turns golden! If you continue, that's funny. Let me see. Hello, translate. Help me. So this is guide sound volume. Tap success sound change. Not reading this well, but then this is hello. What I really need is the I'll go ahead and turn them all down. I think that one's supposed to let me do it all at once. It's the air stuff that, especially when there's a lot of it, it's like so much that it just kind of like buries all the music. Yeah, that's a little better. I think the yellow notes, like the shiny yellow notes, I think those are the EX taps, and then the regular yellow notes are just the taps. I remember on an earlier stream I was playing around with all the different sounds that they could make, but I didn't end up liking any of them any more than the default sound. I just needed less of it because it's just too much. I don't know, maybe I'll get used to it, but now I feel like it feels a little bit low, but I've been, it's like I want something in between. Like, this was 2 and this is 1, and I want something like 1.5, but there isn't one, so maybe I'll probably just get used to it though. Alright, something new to plus. Sure, let's go. I guess I'm stupid. The regular taps are red. But yeah. The yellow ones are the EX taps, I think. Yeah. I was getting worried though. I felt like I'd gone a long way and I wasn't clearing yet. Felt like it came right at the end. Ooh. Leveling up my air action bonus, the one that I've used the most of. Probably will come in handy. I'm just kind of hanging out in the Master 11s right now. It feels like challenging but comfortable. Although if there's something anybody wants to see, just let me know. Oh no! Memory of Beach and Variety. Alright. I'll go look for it. I don't have any particular goals for tonight or anything. I'm just kind of like hanging out and playing, so I'll happily just do whatever. Oh yeah, and I said I should go take a look at some more World's End. Welcome aboard, Obsidy. Yay, level 2.
Continue する?
Yes, please. Let's just keep going.
選択してね。マップを選択してね。チケットを選択してね。
Okay, you said in variety. And it was what? Memory of Beach. Oh, a 12 plus, huh? Oh, a DJ Max song. I'm gonna stick with the 10. Yo. SeaWorld fan, hello! You made it! I saw your comment on the previous stream and I was like, oh wow, I haven't seen you in forever. I'm glad you could join in. Oh, I'm so jealous. I'm so jealous. Man, I don't feel like I got to ride very many coasters last year at all. I'm ready. I'm ready. Ooh. Well, if you get a chance to play it, you definitely should. I really like this one. Although I will say I don't see this game out and about very much. It's like I think I've maybe seen it around one time that I can remember. Otherwise, it's like pretty much specialty arcades or conventions. It's really the only times I see it, at least in the U.S., right? This is definitely one of those games that I bought for myself just because I wanted to play it more, and it either meant travel a lot or get one of your own. So here we are. Ooh, you're going to Ohio? I will be in Ohio. I'm always in Ohio, in the early June time frame during Colossal Con, and then I usually make a trip over up to Cedar Point after the convention, since it's literally right there. I try to get to Kings Island, as I can during the year. I have season passes to all of the formerly Cedar Fair, now Six Flags parks. So I definitely would like to use them more.
1, 2, 3. I don't know North Carolina so well, so I don't know if it's there. I've actually only been to really one arcade in North Carolina, I think. that I can think of. Well, that's not true. Mount. I'll actually be in North Carolina next weekend, though, for Ichiban Con.
How is the game room at Ichi? I should know the answer to this question, but I do so many conventions every year. I work them, and I do like 6 a year, and I just get them all like jumbled up in my brain. I don't remember like what's at which one. I want to say Ichiban Con is a pretty good game room, and you would have at least a shot at seeing CHUNITHM there. I wouldn't promise, but I think that one's a pretty good one. Not among, pretty close to the. So I think. So I work with the group that does all the Colossal Con conventions. Ichiban is. I was gonna say it's not as big as it's certainly not as big as Colossal Con Prime, but I would say it is probably our biggest non-Colossal Con event. So it's a pretty good size one. So it has a decent game room to go with it.
DJ Mix. Okay, I'll take it. Why not?
Continue する?
I'm trying to remember. I think I was in Greensboro. I think that's right. And there's a place called oh god, what was it called? Let me think about it. And I'm pretty sure they had CHUNITHM there. Lost. It's not Lost Arch. It's Lost something. What is it? It's Lost. Lost Ark. That's it. Yeah. And I haven't. It's been. I've been to the round one in Greensboro. Also, it was fine. I don't remember it being particularly special, but it was okay. But yeah, Lost Ark is pretty cool. That is definitely a specialty arcade. So it's gonna be pretty much all like import, like weird stuff, unusual stuff you're not gonna find, at your typical Dave & Buster's or whatever. And in some cases, not even at round one. But yeah, that's a good one. I don't know my North Carolina geography that well, so I don't know how far Greensboro is from where you are. But if you're willing to drive an hour to play Step Maniacs, I would say Greensboro is worth at least an hour. But that was, I want to say, 2 years ago, or that I was there. Closer to 2.5, a little too far. Yeah, I get it. I mean, for me, if I want to go visit around one, it's pretty much Chicago, which is a 3-hour drive minimum. I guess I could go to Louisville and be there in about 2.5, but like if I'm gonna drive that far, I would. No shade to Louisville. I like Louisville just fine, but if I'm gonna go that far, I would rather go to Chicago. There are more things in Chicago that I want to do, so if I'm gonna make a trip of 2 or 3 hours, I would rather go that way. Let's try this. Give another 12 a try. I failed with 12 when I tried earlier, but maybe I'm warmed up now, right? Yeah, let's go. doable. Didn't do it, but doable. When you're back covering college, oh, Step Maniacs close. I feel like I've played very few dance games lately. Everything's so hard. Cats and cake? Yes, thank you. I like cats and cake. I like that the chart had a little paw prints. Oh, I'm sorry you lost your white cab. That is a bummer. What does this game go up to? I remember watching this video. I want to say it goes up to, I think, 14 now, and then after New Life goes up to 15, something like that. I don't know. I have passed a few 12s and I think some 12 pluses, but I have not broken through to 13 yet. But I'm kind of taking it easy tonight. I'm like, 11s are good. I like 11. Hi, Jay Capo. Welcome in. And yeah, I love all the little cute details that they put in this game. It's nice. I mean, they don't have like background videos really, but some of the songs have like some unique animations going on, and then like there's a lot of like style and flair in the charts where you can tell like somebody put some thought into it and makes it look kind of cool. Very fun, very fun. Pastries! I got some of the little Cinnabon bites from Taco Bell tonight. That's about as close as I got. That sounds great, though. Oh man, you were so right. SeaWorld. Modern VDR, just, it's not doing it for me. I don't know. I did like World the one time that I've gotten to play it. Or I should say, I liked World more than I've liked any of the Ace games. But that bar is kind of low because I do not like the Ace games. They're just, I think they look kind of bland, and there's not a lot of music that I particularly care for in them. They're fine. I mean, it's not like they're devoid of anything I like. I do like some parts of them. It's just, it's not the same. I mean, that's me being old man, right? Back in my day, blah blah blah, Dance Mania licenses, yeah. So I did like World a little bit more than that, but I have, like I said, I've only gotten one opportunity to play. I think I played 3 games, maybe 4, and that's the only time I've ever even like been in the room with one. So I have very limited experience. And once I figured out how the menus worked, which was hard, I thought the game seemed fine. But
See you next play.
Do you? I was gonna say, if you're gonna be in Ohio, for Cedar Point or Kings Island, pop me a message. I would try and meet you there if I can. I don't know. Like, I don't know what my I don't know what your schedule's like. I don't know what my schedule will be like. But like, if we can make it happen, I would do it. Sounds fun. I'm always up for an excuse to go to Cedar Point or Kings Island. Certainly, the two parks that I've been to more than, honestly, probably more than all other parks combined. All right, let's look at some World's End. Oh wait, did I? Okay, yeah, it's right here. All right, let's look at some of this. Because I did this on the last stream, and it was like, oh, these are crazy. What a... What is even the song part of this? I almost want to play this just to find out. Or is it just like talking the whole time? Oh. Oh no, those are hits. You know, this would probably make more sense to me if I knew Japanese. Oh, there is a song here. Or, well, it tried. It thought about it. This is so goofy. Oh no! What am I missing? What's happening here? Oh, is it? Oh, there's an air there. Okay. I guess? I'm so confused. Oh, I see. There's like a bar moving at the bottom. Okay. This is so bizarre. I should have taken the combo bonus because... Yeah, there's that wasn't enough there for me to pass with. So weird. Well, Jay Capo, I'm glad I could make your wish come true. I was going to stream a little earlier tonight, but I ended up actually having to go into boss battle. I said this at the beginning of the stream. I had to go into boss battle today because one of the toilets like backed up, and there was a party tonight after hours, so I went in to clean up. Since it was only Andrew at the desk, so he wasn't able to like leave the desk long enough to deal with it. So I went in to do it. But that was like my mid-afternoon and into the evening, and so then when I got home, it was like, do I still want to stream? And I was like, yeah, let's do it. All right. This one, huh? Let's see what we get. This is 4 out of 5 stars, so, you know, hard. Let's try the...
Let the bass kick.
Let me try the combo bonus. Not that I'm expecting to be able to actually pass this.
It looks like I've played it before, but I don't remember it. Oh.
Let the bass kick. Bass kick.
Oh. Okay. So it's mostly it's mostly just the regular chart, just with a bunch of like scroll gimmicks to it. That's funny though. That is funny. The charts are pretty long. I guess I haven't noticed. I assume they're roughly 2 minutes, which seems to be kind of the standard these days. I've noticed that, like, back when I first started playing DDR, you know, songs were usually like a minute and a half. But, like, I feel like all of the games have kind of bumped it up to being closer to 2 minutes per song lately. In the last
Let the bass kick.
10-ish years or whatever. And I'll tell you, it really hurts my old bones. Like, there's so many times I've been playing one of these games, and it's like, I get to about the minute and a half part, and my body is like, we're done, right? And it's like, nope, we got more to go, and I'm like, oh hell. Ooh, okay, this is a 1 star. Let me see if I can pass a 1 star. I need a different skill though. I don't even know. It's so hard to know what anything's gonna be. I'll stick with the combo one and hope for the best. So the skills are basically do a particular thing. So, like, get a particular combo amount, or when you hit certain types of notes, and it'll give you a little bit of boost. If you look at the life bar right now, this is a relatively easy chart so far, so maybe I'll try and talk and play at the same time. That's always very difficult for me, but if you look at the life bar right now, you'll see there's those little blocks below it, and you'll see that it's the second block that is labeled clear, which means that I have to fill up the bar twice to clear the song. And I've only filled 1 so far. And now I'm in the clear zone. But there are definitely, when you get up into the harder difficulties and the charts, where if you don't engage one of your character skills, you won't pass. Where basically there just aren't enough notes to fill that enough bars to clear the song, and so you need those skills. So, for instance, this one you can see down in the lower left corner right now. It says if you get a 200 combo, it gives you a plus 27,000 bonus, which will, if you saw at the very end of the song, it filled like another couple of blocks for me. But then there's other ones where it's like, if you hit air and air action notes, it'll give you like a few hundred extra points each time you do it. And then, if you're hitting like X taps, it'll give you stuff. And like, there's a whole bunch of different skills that you can use for various things that will like boost your bar, boost your score. And I'm pretty certain Now, this could be a skill issue, but I'm pretty certain that there are songs that you cannot pass without a skill in play. Because I definitely played a song on a previous stream where I only missed like 1 or 2 notes, and I was nowhere near clearing. The only thing I can think of is I don't think there's like that big of a bonus for like full comboing the song, so I'm pretty sure that it wasn't just because I missed those couple of notes that I didn't clear. I think it was I needed to be using a different skill that was gonna get me, a bonus to help carry it through.
Continue する?
But as you play the game, you get to like level up your skills. For instance, I know that like the air and air action skill that I've got that gives you a bonus for every air and air action song or note that you hit. It has like a number of uses, and as you level that skill up, the number of uses increases. So for instance, when it started, it was probably like 100, so you only got the bonus for the first, like 100 air notes that you would hit. But now I'm up to like 275 or something like that. So there's a lot more bonus available. And then there's things like guards where it'll like protect you a certain number of times where, like misses don't count, so they don't hurt your bar. And then there's some other skills that are like team challenge skills and danger skills and stuff like that. I honestly have no idea how any of those work. But there's a bunch of stuff.
合宿の件ですけど、交渉して準備整えます。 モードを選択してね。マップを選択してね。チケットを選択してね。
So yeah, I guess I did pass one World's End song. Yeah, it's taken me a long time to learn too. The hard part is that like it's all in Japanese, so I have to like break out Google Translate to try and figure out what anything is.
Feeling little shivers running down my spine.
R.I.P. That's how I feel. But yeah, if you look here, if I go into my character, and then there's all these skills. So this one, like the rough translation in here of what I understand is if you get a 200 combo, you get a bonus of 27,000. If you get in this one, if you get a 500 combo, you get a bonus of 43,000. This one, for every 100 combo, you get 3,000. So this one is like a cumulative over the course of the song, whereas these first two are at the very end, you'll get the bonus if you qualify for it. And then this one is, this one is the air action one I was talking about. Oh yeah, so it says like target 225. That means you can use it 225 times. It's not useful if you end up in a song that doesn't have a lot of air action. That happens to me sometimes. And then this one is X tap. You get, bumps 400 every time, but like, I only get 100 uses of that. Oh, I guess I'm gonna play this now. So, and I only know those because those are the ones that I've used, and like I had to translate them to figure that out. But if you noticed, there's a lot more to this to that menu that I didn't get into. but I've definitely like earned new skills that I haven't even checked out because I don't know what they do yet. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, there's a lot of stuff I do not understand about this game. Just playing the songs, having a good time. Hopefully I'm getting a little better as I go. That's all one can ask for, right? Okay. Let me see if I can manage an 11 plus. It is very different for sure, and I'm definitely doing the thing. I've talked about this on earlier streams where it's like as things get harder, I feel myself like leaning further and further in. And the problem with that is that like my fingers will get fully off the slider, and you know I'll like hit this gap between the between the slider and the screen. And I suppose also if I'm leaning in too far, then my arms will start to trigger the air sensors prematurely. I always have to like remind myself when it starts getting harder to just kind of like, you know, relax and stay back a little bit. The cabinet is not particularly tall, no. I mean, overall it is tall, yes, but it's definitely like Japanese. It's definitely made for Japanese people. I'll switch to the other view here in a minute, and or after this next song, and I'll break out the measuring tape for you so you can see. I'm about 5'8", so I'm not especially tall. I mean, I'm taller than your average Japanese person. All right. Yeah, 6'2". So I feel like 5'8" is pretty average-ish in the US. Obviously there's lots of people that are taller than me, and there's lots of people that are you know, shorter than me, but I feel pretty normal, regular here. Not especially tall, not especially short. I definitely feel a little bit tall in Japan when I've been there. You know, like standing on the train, I will be like, my eyes are above most people. Anyway, let me be right back. I'm gonna go grab a tape measure for you. So the whole cabinet height, since it's got like this big hood over it, is kind of tall. I mean, like the top of the cabinet is lower than like a DDR cabinet, so it's not that tall. But for like a regular, you know, cabinet that you just stand at that doesn't have like a raised platform, it's a little tall, I guess. It is about 81 inches, so tall. So what is that, like 7 foot something? Or sorry, 6 foot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 6 foot 9. Oh yeah, it's a very pretty cabinet. It does a lot of, it has like this awesome light panel that does a bunch of animations and stuff like that. And every game has had like unique animations going on up there. So that's cool. So yeah, the overall cabinet is about 6 foot 9, so fairly tall. But like the actual slider control is 3 feet off the ground, so 36 inches. I'm curious. I'm gonna go measure like how high above the base shaker like 2DX is. I'm gonna guess it's pretty close. Maybe slightly taller, but I'm gonna guess it's close. Yep, I was right. It's about 35 and a half, 36, so it's pretty close, pretty average. And my gut feeling is that for most games, most like arcade games, that US games, I think the control panel sits just a little bit higher than the Japanese ones, but it's pretty close. So this seems pretty average. I would measure an American game, but I don't have one to really measure here. I mean, I could go measure Dragon's Lair, I guess, but that's probably not the. I mean, that's a very old game and kind of weird. I'll go do it just out of curiosity. So yeah, for what it's worth, the Dragon's Lair control panel does sit about 37-ish inches above the ground, so it is slightly taller. Anyway, so let's see. The purple notes is what the sensors on the side for. Yeah, so all the air notes. So like the green arrows pointing up, and then like the air action notes. Yes, those are what these side sensors are for. you feel like Bimani cabs are optimized really well for a global perspective. I mean, the dance games, it's not too big of a deal, because you don't have to like operate like it doesn't really matter how tall you are to operate the actual stage, and you're standing back away from the cabinet enough from the screen that, you know, the screen might be straight out at your eye level, or you might have to look down just a little bit, or you might have to look up just a little bit. And the one nice thing is almost all the dance games, you know, they angle the screen a bit, right? Which is handy. That was one thing, that was one reason I did not really love the gold cabinet when it came out, because we've talked about this on the stream before. I don't know if you were around, but like the DDR Gold cabinet is just a Dance Rush cabinet reskinned for DDR, and it's like straight upright. It doesn't have the screen isn't angled at all, and I think honestly the screen is quite large and a little bit too low. So it does feel a little weird. It's not that big of a deal. It's not that big of a deal for Dance Rush, because Dance Rush, you're often standing further back on the stage, but for DDR, depending on how close the stage is to the cabinet, like you can be a little too close to that big of a screen, in my opinion. I thought the same thing about the TX cabinets for Pump It Up. Those had really huge screens that were straight vertical, and you know, if the arcade put the stage too close to the cabinet, it was very difficult to play because it was just too big, too close. But J Capo want to be a Bimani player, but sadly because of my immense height I can only be a basketball player. That's funny. The new silver cabs, as far as I can tell, are just reskinned gold cabs. So here we are again. I mean, I personally, I don't particularly care for the gold cabinet aesthetically anyway. I remember when they first released pictures of it, I thought it looked kind of ugly. When I finally saw it in person, I thought it was better than the pictures. But my biggest problem with the gold cab is just that there's no real contrast there. It's like everything is gold on it, so it's like gold on gold, and it just kind of looks very monotone. Whereas like the Dance Rush cabinet is like white and black and silver, and it's got a lot of like details that make it look kind of cool. And the DDR Gold cabinet, it has details, but the details, since they're all the same color, are hard to see, and so it makes it look very plain to me like at a glance. And the silver cabinets, I don't know. I mean, I haven't seen one in person yet, so I don't have a strong opinion yet. The only thing I can think about that, though, is I think that that mint green of DDR World looks atrocious in the gold cabinet. Like, the green and the gold kind of clash, in my opinion. So the silver, I think, is, more of a neutral color. So I think that mint green probably will look less bad with the with the silver cabinet. But that's my guess, not having seen one yet. But yeah, the black, the DDRX cabinet, that is my favorite too, SeaWorld, which is why I went and got one, even though I already had a DDR cabinet. The red cabs are nice. I don't think they're, I don't personally think that they're, I like the look of the red, but as far as like functionality and overall look, I think they're basically the same as the, you know, original first gen cabinets. The white cabinet, you know, I didn't care for the white cabinet when it came out. I kind of felt like it was a step down from the X cabinet. But then when the gold cabinet came out, I disliked it so much that like the white cabinet kind of rose in my eyes. I was like, oh yeah, I guess the white cabinet's kind of nice. I like having played on a white cabinet more, I do like the lighting on it, and like the lighting like on the bass speakers down at the bottom. I think it looks, I think the cabinet looks nice. I think it's really disappointing that the stage doesn't light up. I mean, that's a thing that they had been doing from the very beginning, so the fact that it just wasn't there was like, what are you guys doing? But I do like the pink and the blue bars. I thought that was a nice touch. So, the white cab grew on me. Did black cab's stage light up? I'm talking about like the actual aero panels, like light up when you step on them, or when you or like during a track mode or whatever. All of every DDR machine except the white cabinet, the aero panels light up. And then the gold cabinet, I feel like the gold cabinet, because there were so many people that complained about the white cabinet stage not lighting, that then the gold cabinet, they added those like white lights in the corners of the stage that are fine. They don't do anything. They're just on, as far as I can tell. It would have been kind of neat if they had made them like RGB or something and did like animations. But they're just kind of like lights to be lights. I don't know. The gold cab's just not my thing. Yeah, they stay the same color, and I don't think they do anything at all. Like, to my knowledge, they don't flash. They never turn off. They're just there. They're like footlights, basically. You know, our tech at Boss Battle used to work at Dave & Buster's, and they had a white cab there, and he was telling me something. I'm trying to remember what. Something about like all the wiring and stuff is there in the white cab to do the lights. Like, it could be capable of it. They just didn't put them there. They're just not there. So yeah, maybe it was some kind of cost-cutting measure. I don't know. It seems silly to me that was what they chose to do. But I will say one thing though, that I like the DDR-X cabinet is my favorite, like aesthetically, visually. I think it's the coolest looking one. I love the little, you know, the light spires on the side. I wish they did more with them. They only actually have a few different things that they do. And that has never changed. Like, they still support them, at least as far as up through Ace 3. I haven't seen World in an X cabinet, so I don't know what it does. But all the way up through Ace 3, all the lights are still supported, but they don't really do anything that hasn't already been done, in a previous game. And I don't even think they really added anything from like X to X2, X3. I mean, yes, they do different colors and different patterns, but I think like the actual animations that those lights do, I don't think those have ever changed from the very beginning. I've had some people do a little bit of like reverse engineering, and apparently what they learned is that the lights are the actual like circuit boards, whatever, the actual hardware has a chip on it that is programmed with the various animations that they're able to do. So the game is really just being like, run animation 1 with these parameters, run animation 2 with these parameters, run animation 3 with these parameters, and that's all it can really do. And from what I can tell, the game has no ability to update those programs on the lights themselves, so the animations that shipped with the cabinet are all that it knows how to do and will ever know how to do. So that's probably why that is the way it is. But I kind of got off on a tangent there. Visually, it's my favorite cabinet. I think just overall the look of it is very pretty. I love the lights. It's very cool. But I will say that its one deficiency is it doesn't sound great. It sounds fine, but it doesn't sound great compared to what came before. So like an original black cab or a red cab, either of those sound better than a DDR-X machine. X doesn't seem to get as loud overall, which, that's fine because DDR gets way louder than it needs to be. So that wasn't a big deal. But something about the way they designed the bottom of the X cabinet. So in original DDR, the bass speakers in the bottom of the cabinet, they're like open to the entire bottom of the machine, and so it can use basically the whole cabinet as like a resonance box, right? And it is able to by doing that, it's able to produce like good, powerful, deep bass that sounds good, right? DDR-X, the speakers are enclosed more. The cabinet itself is not as deep as the old cabinet, since it's got a LCD in it, right? It doesn't have to be so deep to accommodate the tube neck and all that stuff. And then the whole base of the cabinet is filled with hardware to make the game work. And so the amount of room that the amount of like space that the speakers occupy is a lot smaller. And the result is it's not able to produce as deep or powerful bass. And it just makes the cabinet sound a little bit weak, especially for dance music, right? Especially considering that DDR has moved like away from disco and pop and more toward, like EDM stuff that is very bass heavy. And that cabinet just doesn't do as well. Did Konami make the speakers or a different company? I'm sure they didn't make them. As far as I know, all of the like audio hardware is just like off the shelf stuff. I know, for instance, on original DDR cabinets, the speakers on the sides of the marquee, those are literally just like off-the-shelf speakers. Back in 1998, you could have gone to a consumer electronics store in Japan and bought those exact speakers and taken them home and put them on your, put them on your stereo. And then as far as like the bass, the woofers are concerned, I mean, I don't know what they just took the speaker elements, right, and then they built a cabinet around them. But yeah, I'm sure that they did not build those. They didn't make or design those cones. They would have just bought them off the shelf as well. But they're not in their own cabinet the way the speakers up on the marquee are. So that's why it's not like a brand thing or whatever. And so that's all I'm saying is with the DDRX cabinet, the acoustic nature of the cabinet that they put those speakers into doesn't produce as nice of a sound. In the low end, at least. In the mid and high end, it's fine. Like, it sounds fine. And honestly, here at my house, I hooked up a like an outboard subwoofer right next to the cabinet to kind of boost the sound, and it makes it sound awesome. So I love it. I did the same thing actually with Poppin' Music, because old Poppin' Music cabinets don't really have woofers in them at all. It's like all mid-range and tweeters. And so they are very lacking in the low end. So I just put like a little subwoofer down next to the cabinet to kind of beef it up. And I'll tell you, it makes Poppin' Music more enjoyable to play. I mean, I love Poppin' Music anyway, but when it has that nice warm bass feel to it, it's like, yeah, that's nice. All right, cool. We took a little talk about shit break. Let's get back to the game for a bit. I like talk about shit breaks though. Those are fun. And I know I've said this a billion times on stream, but like, what I really like about these games is kind of the social element of them. And so, having you all in the chat on stream, that adds some of that socialness back to this experience for me. So I'm absolutely happy to, take some time and answer questions and just chit-chat and catch up with y'all. Alright, let's see if we can do some more World's End. This one's a 1-star. I can maybe handle that, right? Oops, I didn't set a skill. Hopefully that won't matter. I mean, I did set, it's still got the air action skill, but is that going to be useful in this? Who knows? Boy, you can cheese the heck out of this. I think that's the point.
Not that I'm gonna pass it, but
Ooh. You feel like I'm in the room because you're eating cheese and I said I could cheese it? Yes. Well, there were a lot of tap notes that I was definitely just like sloppy sliding and hitting somehow. And that's why I call this the sloppy piano and fake conducting game. Alright, well that one was... too hard. How about this one? Let me try... do I want to try the 200 combo boost or the 100 combo continuous boost? Let me try the 200 combo boost. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing here.
It's a simple plan. It might work. I don't know what they call those notes, but they're basically like shock notes in DDR. And I think your combo actually grows for not hitting them. Gotta stay on it.
Have a good night, SeaWorld. Hopefully we'll see you again. And like I said, let me know when you're going to Ohio. I'll try and meet you there if I can. Ride some coasters! And I definitely want to hear about your Europe experience, your European coaster experience. I don't know if that's something I'll ever get done. I've never been to Europe. I could. I mean, I guess I could, but it hasn't happened yet. Okay, a 2-star, and I think these are supposed to be like the bullet hell ones. Guess not, but that's hard. It's almost maybe easier to just skip over those than to try and squeeze in between the mines. And I'm finding that I apparently have a little splinter in my finger that's starting to hurt a little bit. That's cool. I'll have to look at that after the stream. I'm probably not going to go too much longer. I've been on for 2.5 hours now, right? So, you know what? I think this is the end of this World's End set. I think I'll just do one more normal set and probably call it for tonight. And then hopefully be back soon with Crystal Plus, I guess.
I was working on a project yesterday that involved handling a bunch of plywood, and I definitely should have worn gloves, but I did not. And I got a bunch of splinters in my fingers to show for that.
Bad decision.
And now that my my fingers are all a little, you know, swollen from playing, it's like, oh, this is, I'm finding one that I didn't know about. Probably for the best, honestly. Find them now before they get, like, infected or whatever, right? I mean, really cause me problems. Anemone.
Also, hey, Temp BB. Didn't get a chance to say hello. Well, welcome in. Even though you're joining kind of at
Almost the end, but that's okay. You didn't know. You didn't know, because I didn't know. I didn't know when I was going to start. I just did.
time is it? Oh, a little after midnight.
Not too bad. Not too bad. Chasing a 12. since I have not passed them when I've tried them tonight.
There wasn't enough air in that to make it to get me what I needed. That's rough. Fail with an A. That's cool. Thanks, guys. Love it. But yeah, there wasn't a lot of air in there, so out of 225, I used less than 100. 2DX Zirco, hello. I'm staying up late again, and you're probably just getting up. But I'm about ready to be done.
Man, okay, one more song. Do I want to chase another 12?
I keep hearing this is in the hit chart.
I wish it said somewhere like what kinds of notes were in the chart. I'm missing it if it does. Because it would give me an idea of what I want to, like which skill I should use.
Try this. Let's see what else. Oh, can you request something real quick?
Sure. This was gonna be my last song, but I'll do one more. So yeah, go ahead. Request something.
the bonus gonna be enough? No. Oh well. Game's just locking me out of 12s tonight. That's fine. I'm not mad. Alright. Let's do one more. Get your request in and then if you have other requests, I'll take them. I don't have any plans. I'm kind of doing this extra set for you anyway, so why not, right? And that'll take me all the way pretty much to 3 hours, I think. Pretty close.
Continue する？
Continue.
モードを選択してね。マップを選択してね。チケットを選択してね。
Okay, variety. We're playing kanji matching here.
I'm feeling little shivers running down my spine.
Is this the one? The oldest BMS song to be added to any arcade game. 1999. Oh wow. Okay. All right. Definitely not doing the 13. Let's try the 11.
I'm feeling little shivers running down my spine. That's not that bad. Feeling little shivers running down my spine. That's not that bad. I'm feeling little I'm feeling little shivers running down my spine. That's not that bad. Little shivers running down my spine. That's not that bad. Running down my spine. That's not that bad. I'm feeling little shivers running down my spine. That's not that bad. Whoopsie, it just kind of gave me up. It's coming, it's something that runs up your spine. Is it a girl? Is it a spider? No, it's just a little feeling.
I did not pick the most beneficial skill there. Got it done, but dang, that was close. Alright. Alright, so we got Zerka's got a request and J Kappa's got a request. Okay. I'm gonna do Zerka's first because I'm already in variety, I guess. Although, hopefully I haven't passed it already. But we'll cycle through. And then I'll do J Kappa's request and oh, I'm gonna be stuck at the end here. That's fine. Whatever. And then that'll be it for me, I guess. Is this the one? Yeah. J Capo, is this in Poppin' Music? I think that's what I know it from. Okay.
この番組は極上の叩き心地を約束するライターご覧のスポンサーの提供でお送りいたします。ニューレコードランク
I thought it sounded familiar. Like I've heard it before in another game. Alright. Last one. this. I didn't miss it, did I? Ah, finally. Alright, let's see. Let's see if this will be the 12 I pass today. Oh. Request that one on the next stream. I actually found the one you were looking for. Again, different skill. Different skill. Probably would have gotten me there. Close, close. I gotta find either a better general purpose skill or figure out some way to like choose a more appropriate one. I don't know. I'll get it. Someday I'll learn. All right.
Continue する?
Why is it called Gorillizer? Why is what called that? I'm not sure what you're talking about.
See you next play. Sega.
Okay. Whoop. Well, I think we made it. I made it. I made it to the end of another one, and I ended up going about 3 hours after all anyway. I'm always like, maybe I'll do a shorter one this, oh, that was called Grillizer? Okay, gotcha. It's like maybe I'll do a shorter stream today, but then I don't. And I always think about it too. It's like, you know, I don't know why it is that 3 hours seems to be kind of like that sweet spot, right? But I always remember too that when I'm on my own, 3 hours of only me is a lot more play than 3 hours with somebody else, you know, taking turns. So it's always a lot more like, woo. But anyhow, thanks for hanging out. Hope you all had a good weekend, and I will see you all back for Crystal Plus soon. But I don't know when that will be, but probably Thursday, if not sooner. But anyway, until then, hope you all have a good rest of whatever, good start to the week, and we'll see you next time. Bye!